Instant Connection by Veronica Fox. You see that? So Rosalie and Jack's situation. So Rosalie met Jack helping out the company, you know, from some sort of hacking situation or what have you, right? And so that was cool. And then Jack just knew, you know what I'm saying? The wolf confirmed, Samson is wolf, confirmed it. So anyway, Rosalie was human. And as it turns out, Rosalie was raised by a vampire who had an issue to the point where he abused her because he wanted to keep her as his mate. It was good at first, so she said, you know, you're going to be lonely. I wouldn't leave you. You know, she was a kid. And the vampire, P, had it in his mind that, no, Derek, excuse me, not P. Derek had it in his mind that he was going to groom her, okay? I mean, can you imagine that there are people out here who will, you know, go ahead and adopt a child and be great for the people, and then afterwards it turns worse and they abuse the child so they could groom them to do what they wanted, to be what they want or whatever, right? So yeah, that happened, right? I don't know what's going on with that. So anyway, right, so then she still has scarring from a lot of that, both internal, you know, mental internal, as well as physical scars, because she was human. So she had like a lot of stuff. Derek the vampire, he branded her. Okay, this son's serious. You know what I'm saying? He branded her, you know what I'm saying, put his name on her and stuff like that. So when she went out with Jack, Derek found her and was like, yeah, I'm gonna get back, you know what I'm saying? And Jack and them had to, you know, stop. So Derek ended up telling, you know, he was working with a witch, and they came and got her when she you know, got with Jack, you know, with him, got close, because he said, look, you know, you're gonna be safer with me. And it turns out, you know, her roommate Amanda, or a good friend Amanda, was actually one of the wolves of the pack, right? So it all worked out in that way. I think Veronica did a great job on this book. You know what I mean? Showing a lot of stuff, and then bringing in, the series is really good. This Bulgarian series is really good. Bringing in Hades. And the thing is, I'm going to do the thing on Hades, but man, like, I like how they brought in Hades. But I like the other book, and I'm going to tell you. So anyway, so yeah, man, you know, turns out this witch, you know, was already dark, but then she working with a real powerful demon that had, you know, that was connected to Hades. So man, this was a really, really good book. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't trade anything that Veronica wrote. Veronica did such a wonderful job. Veronica did a wonderful job. Okay, look at that, Veronica Fox. And I like the model too. She's pretty. Whatever. Doesn't look like Rosalie, because it said Rosalie had dark hair. So I wonder, like, how are y'all like picking people? But that's okay, because I'm gonna pick people too, right? For my books. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna have my books. So anyway, yeah, man, this was a good book. Her fighting off the demon once she got her wolf. But see, she hadn't shifted yet. So because she hadn't shifted, it was just a little different. I'm trying to understand. So Veronica wrote it where, you know, where the persons, and she, you know, a lot of people, they'll write where the woman is fragile and she don't want to go this far yet or that far or whatever, or to do something like not keep you know, his beloved or mate or whatever, you know, guarded pretty much at all times, because you got to think, like, if somebody has like a serious threat going on with them, you know, you might want to keep them guarded a lot, like at all times. And a lot of times they just fail to do that. And so I see a lot of authors, a lot of writers do this. But you know what? As a writer, this your world. You have the power of the pen and the clicking of the fingers. It is your business. So if you created the world that way, that's what it is. I just noticed that, being that, you know, I run into a lot of books like that, but I also run into books that just give out really good lessons a lot of times. And some stuff I talk about, some stuff I don't, because it's all paranormal, and some stuff I just choose not to share. I leave that for other people to share, because I don't do that. But it's some, you know, stuff like, you know, being mindful of the fact that people do be guided by I said it they do be guided by other entities too, that make them a little bit stronger. It could be resistant against practical application, which is physical contact in the third dimension. And you gotta figure out how to be on it. They had to bring in some other witches to try, but then eventually they had to bring in Hades, who, you know, as the god of the underworld, to close it out. You know what I mean? Then you know, they had babies and everything. They had a little ceremony. Everybody, you know, coupled up at the end. And that's cool. But going into the next book with their oldest daughter, we will see how it ties in. I like how the Bulgarian thing ties in. It's only one book in the series where I'm kind of questioning, though. Like, it don't look like it tie in. Some of it they do tie in. You know, they'll mention it, but it ain't really like it. Like, they ain't in there like the Fae book that I talked about. So yeah, get the book. You will enjoy the book. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like, you know, a lot of the scenes in there with the fighting and the love, the intimacy, you know, between Jack and Rosalie. I thought it was pretty good, you know what I mean? You know, good wording, good writing, you know what I'm saying? As far as what was happening, I like that. And that's about it. Yeah, good book. Read it. You will enjoy it. It's worth the coins. Peace. Oh, and one more thing. Good book. They talked about turning. So Derek wanted to turn Rosalie into a vampire, and he did not succeed after they kidnapped her. He almost did. They talked about how, you know, the vampire is up to no good. They smell like death, you know. And then, but I guess maybe they don't smell like death if they not up to no good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't no fan of vampires like that, like I was when I was a kid. Vampire is like an energy stealer, and I don't know, it's just one of those things. So anyway, she wanted to, you know, she accepted being a Luna, and she wanted to be a vampire. I mean, she didn't want to be no vampire, excuse me, but she did want to be a wolf. And so they did end up making the change for her to become a wolf. And again, her wolf is who helped her deal with the Chamunda demoness, or what have you, that was a part of the witch. Yeah.